Welcome to Monday Night Live, the weekly training that guides professionals to financial prosperity. Join our community and let's start building your wealth.
When you're in Realeflow, we're going to start there. The first thing I would always recommend you do is watch this video right here, 8 minutes and 31 seconds. It gives you a real nice overview of the Realeflow platform. Okay. Now, you don't have to do that now, but I would definitely do that. And then over here is your panel, right? Your menu. Now, I'm actually going to go to the bottom first and point out two things. Number one is the knowledge base. Okay. If you click on that, scroll down just a wee little bit. Okay. It has an entire section on getting started. And these are real short, quick. Some things you read, some things are short videos. Like they have recorded calls on lead generation. So I definitely recommend watching those. They're very short. It doesn't take a lot of time. And then on the analysis tools, you definitely want to watch this. Hammer Point is a awesome program for doing rehab estimates. Okay. Very easy to use. That's why I just use these tutorials and you'll be just fine. Marketing, we do use our marketing. We use our team leader more, but I would suggest learn their marketing. Leads, how you get leads and so forth and so on. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. I just want you to know where it is. Again, back on the menu, it's called knowledge base. Here's a nice little surprise. If you look down here, if you look and see that 855 number, okay, now this isn't something you call right away. What you want to do is get familiar with the platform, right? Learn how to generate leads, learn how to save them, um, learn how to use the analysis tools. I would definitely learn how to use the website, right? You can even upload your own letters if you want to be mailed out. Get familiar with how to use the opt-in forms, and of course the marketing library. This is where all the gold is. So um, there's several dozen postcards, different looks and feels and images and purposes. Okay. Now, having said that, we do have agents that do use the postcards and they do work. However, the letters, statistically, guys, and this isn't just like recent information. We've known this for years. We track and measure everything on this team. Letters have always outperformed the postcards. So letters are generally less expensive, or sorry, more expensive to mail than postcards. That's why a lot of agents say, you know what, I'm going to send out 1,000 postcards and I'll contact 1,000 people. If you could type in the chat box, just type in the word postcard if you've ever done postcard campaigns before, and spent a good bit of money, and then type in the chat box if you got a big goose egg out of the postcard campaign. Let's see how many times that's happened because it happens to a lot of people, right? So letters are more expensive per piece to mail, but you get far better results. I mean, much far better response rates, far better conversion rates. And quite frankly, I'd rather work with 20 people using 20 letters 3 or 4 times than 1,000 people using 1,000 postcards any day of the week. So let's see what kind of results we got there. Um, one deal in over 1,000 postcards. You know what, Stephanie? Believe it or not, that's actually a good statistic for postcards. so, so congratulations on that. Kurt, goose eggs. Yep, on the postcard. I tell you what, guys, I'll give you a really hard luck story. Um, PF got goose eggs too. So I had a student out in Whittier, California, and I'd come to teach class there, and she was in the back and just so excited to be in class. And I was asking the same question, who here has done postcards? And she did. And I asked her, can you please tell us how many you sent out? She sent out 7,000 postcards. Guys, guess how many phone calls she received or any response at all? Just take a wild guess. And you can type it in if you want or unmute yourself. Let's see who's got the winning answer. Let's
10.
see what we got here. Nicole actually got it. Zero. So you got zero phone calls, emails, responses at all, period. Complete blank. 7,000 postcards. It was an entire marketing budget. She worked with a company to do this, and that was she spent her entire marketing budget. He was going for the grand slam home run. So I wanna interject something here before we go into the actual lead generating. Okay.
Hey
Um,
Gary, this is Mark. Yeah, I
hey,
want to say
Mark.
something. There was a agent that was saying to handwrite these letters or so,
Yep,
because when you handwrite them, you get a bigger response. And his
we
thing
do.
was real simple. It was like, I have a buyers looking to buy your home. Would you be
Yep,
interested in selling? Just simple like that.
yep. Yeah, handwritten, anything you can do handwritten. And I'm going to go into that here in a little bit on the envelope and the letter. Now, just so you know, on our letter, we actually do send it's in a Word document, so it's actually, type, um, 12 times Roman, something like that. But we do hand sign a letter. However, we actually handwrite the recipient's name and address on the outside of the envelope because we've tested that. Let me go back here. We've tested our own mailing our own letters manually versus using direct mail here. Direct mail is where they do it for you. It definitely will save you time and probably money too. But the thing is, you're going to have a much lower response rate. We've tested it any which way but loose, and we always come out with our letter with a handwritten name and address on the envelope and an actual stamp is going to get far higher open rates. And in the letter, because the way the letter is written, worded, excuse me, written, and then we hand sign it, we have some high response rates there. So, in any case, so hey, Mark, are you still out in Hawaii, or you said you're back in New York?
Yeah, I had a family emergency what brought me down here. So right now I'm here indefinitely, but I will be going back to Hawaii once everything is straightened out.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to do use a zip code in an area that I used to invest in. So Karen Green probably recognizes us, and um, probably a few other people actually, for that matter. So I'm going to start with a zip code. You can start with city, county, zip code, state, or specific address. And just as a reminder, guys, um, this platform gives you access to every residential property, including vacant lots in the entire country. You're not just restricted to one zip code or one county or even one state. So if you, like me, have contacts all over this, you're going to love this. I mean, it works in any area. So I'm just going to use this one area here. It's called McCandless. Now, if you notice, when I highlight the number of properties in McCandless, there's 16,007 properties in McCandless. Clearly, I'm not going to want to market to all these people. I'm trying to narrow this down to between 20 and 50. So I'm going to take my time here, guys, and really go through and let you ask questions. We're going to go into the filters and more detail, so you really understand how powerful this is. So, guys, the filters are better, even better than they were before. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on the regular criteria by hitting that little drop down there. See where my cursor is? Okay. And you can choose to include or exclude. I just always do include. And down here, I don't have um, the option to match all selected. I leave that turned off. Um, okay. So, and here's your option. Here's your criteria choices. You can choose one or many. All right. You have absentee owners, which means they don't live there. And if you hover over this question mark, it actually tells you what the criteria is and how they identify it. So it gives you a lot of details. Pretty neat stuff. It also tells you now if the property is actively listed. So this platform interfaces with all of our MLSs. Pretty awesome. It tells you if the people who own it now pay cash, if they're behind on property taxes. Foreclosure activity means this is activity before they go into pre-foreclosure. This is where they're getting notices of default, things like that. Okay. I'll show you later on. There's actually foreclosure activity, there's pre-foreclosure, and there's actually in foreclosure. So this is foreclosure activity. The bees are buzzing around the hive. All right. You can also find out if a person owns it completely free and clear, if they have high equity, low equity, no equity, like they're upside down. Upside down means the mortgage principal balance is higher than the value of the property. We can see if someone is an active investor, and this is someone who has investment properties, and at least one of them was bought in the last 3 years. Where a board investor is they own properties, but they haven't bought one in 10 years. And they might be interested in selling because guess what? Investors who have owned properties 10 years or more are more likely to sell. And it's a big statistic too. We can actually tell if a property has been flipped. Okay. I mean, this is awesome. And remind me, guys, uh, if you don't hear me talk about the booklet or in a class, please remind me to show you how we use this flipped criteria to use our booklet. Okay, it's an excellent way to find buyers. Okay, um, so in any case, foreclosures, that's if they're actually in foreclosure. Long-term owners, 25 years of ownership or more. Potentially inherited means there's activity that leads the data aggregators to believe that the property was inherited. Pre-foreclosure, that means they're past the notices of default, and now the attorneys are starting to get involved. Okay, vacancies, just like it sounds. Zombie property, I always want to turn this on because people say, what in the heck is zombie property? Let me go back here. Um, these properties are in the pre-foreclosure process and are also vacant. So people have given up. We used to call that just leaving the keys for the bank. The people would literally put their keys on the kitchen counter, and eventually the bank will send some inspector by and they'll see the keys. But they go underground. They don't want to communicate with anybody or anything. So, they've and also it's been identified as the U.S. Postal Service as being vacant. So, in any case, kind of interesting some of the nomenclature. So, I'm going to pick. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'm going to go with long-term owner tonight first because I know the area and I know that there's Allegheny County, where this township is the second most aged county in the country, only behind which I think it's Miami-Dade down in Florida. All right, you notice there's 4,000 homes, 4,083 to be exact, that have been owned 25 years or more. So I'm going to narrow this down by using delinquent tax activity. I'm going to add that criteria. So now it's using both criteria to narrow this list down. Now look at that. And guys, I didn't plan this. I just picked this right out of my head. It actually has 19 finds. I'm going with that file, right? So is Karen Green on tonight? Karen Green, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
I would do this, all right, and do like Deb
Yep.
Warner. So
Yep, I
and
see
check
that.
this. Yep. So check this out, guys. We found a report last fall, because we were wondering why so many people, why so much delinquent tax activity. Turns out there was over 30 billion in unpaid taxes, property taxes at this point last fall, and we looked deeper. Guess what we found out about the people who were behind on their property taxes? 93% of them owned the property free and clear. They live there, their mortgage is paid for, but what's happening is the interest and insurance and taxes are no longer being escrowed. They've got to pay it themselves now, right? They're not. Look at these first three: free and clear, free and clear, free and clear, right? I mean, go all the way to high equity, free and clear, free and clear, free and clear, free. I mean, this is amazing. So, in any case, let's just pick on one of these, all right, and take a look here and see all the details. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. So I just want to show you the new look and feel going back a few months. So you can see this place has got an awesome footprint, and they're back up against the woods. I don't know if I remember that street or not.
Gary, could you
Yes, sir.
repeat or show again where you saw that you said free and clear?
Yeah, it actually has it down here too. When you click on each individual record, it gives you the types, criteria types. Yep. So he pay cash for it, he or she. The owner free and clear, long-term owner, and delinquent tax activity, and they have a vacancy. I would definitely contact these people.
Wow.
Hey, guys,
Cool.
I mean, you talk about highly motivated, you know.
I
So,
want to
any
go to
case,
Pittsburgh.
I'm telling you, man, it's a lot cheaper than Boston, PF.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So we see the owner, Clifford
You
Staney.
can find them though in any market, PF.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You can find them in any market. It doesn't matter. You can find them in your market too, where they're paid in full and they're vacant properties and they're delinquent in their tax records and their tax.
100%. I know. I was just trying to be enthusiastic.
I know you are.
Yeah. So I was going to say Pittsburgh has great sports teams, but you know what? So does Boston. So you can't argue with that. So, okay. So, in any case, mailing address, really important. Now, this mailing address is the actual subject property. Obviously, the owner lives there. If I was to use absentee owner or active investor or board investor, 99 times out of 100, the mailing address is going to be different than the subject property. You got to keep that in mind, and you're going to know why here in a little while. Okay. So, in any case, we go into the owner highlights. They've owned it 47 years. I think this guy's ready to sell. Okay. Um, in any case, single family home, I think I saw is a 3 bedroom, 1.5 bath. Property tax is 3,500 a year. Last sale, he bought it for 55,000. Good Lord. In any case, all kinds of property highlights. Then you get into zoning and legal stuff. The valuations, 323 would be the after the let's see, I think it's that AVM is automated value method is what it is. Market value is 147. That's the tax market value, and the assessed value for tax. Sorry, market value according to tax assessor is 147, but for tax purposes it's 129. In any case, construction and materials, uh, building size, and you get down here, and oddly enough, he's never had a loan. He bought it free and clear, and he never had a loan. Um, that's definitely one I would contact. But let me show you some more stuff here, guys. All right. Now, we have the file of 19 people. Let me get it reloaded again. Hang on one second. And I'm going to pause here after this part and let you guys catch up and do your own search, and we can take some Q&A. Then we'll get back to the demonstration. But we have these 19 people. I could go into filters here. It's additional filters. Okay. And if you scroll down, you can actually put in a range of market values, like a minimum and maximum, as well as rents. I would just do the market value. To scroll down further, you can narrow it down by property features. So I could have just selected single family homes and unchecked all of these, right? Bedrooms, bathrooms, year built, lot size, square feet, the whole 9 yards. And then down here, owner information, right? You can actually search by an owner's name this. Just go into here, do a zip code search. If you're not sure where somebody lives, just type in a name and get some results there. You can be specific on your owner type. We generally work with all of these. Okay. Individual business would be like an LLC, like investors do. Financial would be a bank. Government is, of course, the government, and trust is, of course, trust accounts. Now, here's what's really neat. Who here thinks figuring out what properties have really good assumable mortgages would be a really good idea right now, heading into the next few years? Just you can do a thumbs up or hand raise or just type in the chat box. Good idea to find properties with assumable mortgages. Okay, so check this out. You can actually select mortgage type. FHA is in here. Now they don't show USDA or VA, but FHA, VA, USDA are all three 100% fully assumable to a qualified buyer. Qualified meaning the buyer qualifies just like they will qualify for their own mortgage. But here they can assume a mortgage from the seller. And why would they want to do that? Well, the reason is because if you have a property that was bought um, between say 2013 and 2023, you probably got a 3% range mortgage. Who wouldn't want to, who here would like to buy a house with a 3% mortgage right now? Amen and hallelujah to that. Well, we're not the only ones, folks. So do our clients. So you can do that. You can select FHA and you can say maximum interest rate 4%. Whoops, I think I got to do both. 2 to 4. We already did mortgage type, finance type. We don't really care so much about that. We leave that alone. Oops, let me put 4 back in there. So I think I'm gonna kill my search results with adding the in there, but I'm gonna undo the delinquent tax activity. So let me do that real quick. Actually, let me first let it do a search and then I'll go back and do that. Okay, it's done with that. So it didn't find any. So I'm gonna take off the delinquent tax activity, but I'm also going to put in there low equity. Okay. Now, why would I put in low equity? It's because I have an assumable mortgage from FHA with 2 to 4% interest rate. And if the owner has low equity, that means that's less money the buyer has to come to the table with. You see what I'm saying? They have to come to the table with the difference between the mortgage principal balance and the sale value. Now, you can get creative with that. You can have the owner finance part of it. You can get a gift from someone. You can get a private mortgage somewhere or hard money or private money, whatever you want to do to make up the difference. But it's going to be easier um, to find properties that are assumable, easier to assume if they have low equity. So there's exactly one of those, but I could take off the long-term owner. In fact, let's do that. Let me take off long-term owner. So I got long-term owner, low equity, FHA, 22 of them. So you now know which properties in McCandless have nice low interest rate mortgages that are assumable and have low equity. And if low equity, what that means is if you hover over that, here it is, the question mark. In equity, basically, these properties are owned with a mortgage on the property and the loan to value is greater than 80%. So how about them apples? You got properties with where a buyer could come in with 20% and assume that mortgage. That's pretty awesome. So Karen, I would do the same search here, do low equity, FHA, 2 to 4% interest rate, and that will be a separate search than the long-term owner with delinquent taxes. There will be 2 searches.
Well, Gary,
One
to
was
me,
nice.
they're all assumable.
What's that?
To me, they're all assumable.
Well, that's true if you do subject to. So yeah.
Yeah.
So for all the new folks, I want to run something by here real quick. We actually looked at a system back last year. It was a friend of Bonetta's, and he created this program called Assume List. And he had a data aggregator too. And he went out there and found or can find all properties with assumable mortgages, FHA, USDA, and VA. Where it turns out we don't need that. And by the way, who remembers what that platform costs per person? Does anybody remember? It's like 1,500 a month. 1,500 a month.
Crazy.
And here we're getting this for a fraction, a tiny fraction of that. And we go way more than the assumable mortgage information. So
Yep.
in any case, so guys, there's 2 ideas for you for everybody using this for the first time. What I want you to do is go ahead, go into your Realeflow platform. If you got your login and password, type in a zip code where you are, preferably a zip code that has more than 10,000 properties. Okay. If you need to, you can combine zip codes. You can put in 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 zip codes if you need to get to that number, because it's going to help you arrive at a final file size of between 20 and 50 people. Okay. So real quick, let me I'm going to stop share just for a second, and let's just open up to some Q&A here because I just gave everybody a whole lot to digest there. So Mike McGran, good to see you, Mike. Gary, how do we search only duplexes where each side has at least 3 bedrooms? I was working with a multi-family search, but unsure how to narrow to duplexes only. So let's oh, Kurt, I'm sorry, I didn't see your chat in time. But Kurt, were you able to get to the panel I was showing you?
No, I'm not sure what window you're in for the map and for the search.
Oh, all right. Let me go back there real quick. And I'll do the search for Michael while
Thank
we're
you.
there. You're very welcome. Yeah. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to be here.
Yeah. So what I did is when I first logged in, I came over here to the left to
Yep.
bring up the menu. And
Yep.
I clicked on lead pipes.
Okay, lead pipes. Okay.
Yep. And then property leads.
Ah, got it. Okay, that's what I was missing.
You're no worries. Yeah. And then you can, so Kurt, where you are you, how big is the township where you are? What's the population?
The town that I'm in is 7,000.
Okay. Is it, I would maybe start with the county where you are.
Okay.
Yeah. See if that doesn't give you, it's okay if it's 20,000 or something, just as long as you can try to get over 10,000. So, all right. Now let me type in a zip code, Michael, where I'm pretty sure there's some duplexes. Okay. 15229. Well, let me turn off all these things, Mike. I'm sorry. I'm going to turn off low equity. And I've got to take care of the filters. So if here's what I can do, Mike. I'm going to just go into the filters right out of the gate. All right. And I'm going to go in here. Hang on one second. I'm going to uncheck. Well, let me do this. Let me go down to the property features. I'll do it there. So it'll make more sense. All right. Property features. I'm going to uncheck single, condo, townhome, apartment, and other. And I'm only going to leave multifamily. Okay. I'm going to take off the interest rate that I put in there in a loan type FHA. So now I've got only the multifamily. All right. Now let me go back up for foreclosure, previous sale information, listing information, mortgage information, owner types. We'll leave that alone. And here's the property type. So we got multifamily. And Mike, I don't see where you can put in there only duplex. It's going to give you all multifamily. So that means I don't believe you can say, um, well, if you want, Mike, did you say you wanted three bedrooms per unit?
Yes, sir.
Let me go back. Oh, thank you. Right. So what I would do here, I would put minimum 6 bedrooms in. Okay. Because that would mean if it's a duplex, having 6 bedrooms means you've got some combination of either 3 and 3 or 4 and 2. But that's probably your best bet of getting the units with the highest number of bedrooms. Now you will pick up multifamily up to including fourplexes. Remember, this is a residential search. So technically 5 and above would be in commercial, you know? But let's just for grins, let's see what we got here so far. So we chose 6 bedrooms or more, multifamily only. And let's go back. Oh, 316 is the search results. Let's click on that. So you got 316 of them. That's quite a bit. You can see here's one with 8 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, Nazareth Way. So the only thing I can think of doing, Mike, is I don't think you want to contact all these people. Actually, there's 35. I'm sorry. I would contact 35. Is this between 20 and 50? Now, can you, does it have to be duplex? Can you, do you have a client who would be happy with fourplexes and triplexes too?
The problem is say a fourplex and it's 2 bedrooms per unit, 4 units, that's 8. So that's above 6, but she's wanting where each unit has 3 minimum. And so budget wise, it would have to be a duplex, and then the layout or configuration has to be 3 bedrooms per side. So that's the confusion, is how to get rid of the fourplexes, which will show up as 8 bedrooms.
Let's do this. Let's pull up Nazareth Way and get the details. Let's see if the details has that
I,
in there.
I I think as an extra filter, just talking this through with you, I'll just do 6 to 6 on the bedrooms.
Okay.
Because that's gonna limit it to, that might be the way to get the 3-bedroom duplexes.
It's actually a good idea. Yeah. Um, okay. Yeah, because this isn't telling me the number of units even in the details. So that's okay. By the way, I actually know the order, the sister of the Holy Family of Nazareth. So actually, we did some charitable work with them several years ago. They do a lot for the community. But in any case, so that says 101 to 105. That's interesting. Let's go back and pull up
That's a
the one before.
fourplex.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
could tell too, it
probably
also has
fourplex.
4 baths. Two unit, two bedrooms, 1 bath, each of them.
Yep. Well, here now this one does say 2 units, Mike, right in there. 6 beds, 3 baths, 1,800 square feet, 2 units, multifamily. So what I'm wondering, is there a place we can type in free text, like free form text? I don't think it's going to be in here. So let's check under filters. Where else? Search filters, clear,
Yeah,
showability.
under listing information, they have property keywords. I don't know if listing information is MLS listing or if it's this property entry.
Yeah, it is going to probably come from the MLS. Let's just put this in duplex. I wonder if we can, if we put another one in there, is it going to be a and or a or? Let's just put in 2 unit. Because we already know we have one that says 2 unit. And then let's save these filters. It's going to say that that's okay. I don't mind doing that. Let's go back up and see if it changes the search results now. As we put that in their keywords for listings. Oh, you know
Yeah,
what we have to do?
I'm worried because it says days on the market to the right, and maybe that's because this has some capability of searching active MLS listings
Yeah.
somehow.
Well, you know what? When I clicked active listing, it means it's trying to find something with the active listing and has the keyword 2 unit in the description. So this property is probably not actively listed. In fact, we're going to find out here in a second.
On
So
my
that was
search, one of the properties that I just got results for,
Yep.
very first one said it was an active listing. So I think
Yeah.
if it's active in the MLS right now, it'll show up that way.
It does.
Correct. You're right. But like this one here is not actively listed. You can see in there lead flow types, it's not an actively lit. Otherwise, it would say actively listed under lead flow types. So I think your idea is a good idea, Mike. Also, one of the things we can do, a little bit extra work, but let's say you've got a potential 35 properties. Just go into your county property website, type in each property address one at a time. If it really has to be only duplexes, I would take the extra step and do that. If there's more flexibility, I wouldn't worry about it. I would just provide them all the multifamily because most investors I know, they'd be happy with a fourplex if they can get it versus a duplex. They can make the stretch because the cash flow is going to be better. And if you have a vacancy, you're still probably cash flowing with 3 units. Whereas a duplex, you're 50-50 whether you're going to be cash flowing with a vacancy. Hi, I just want to take a moment to thank you for watching a recording of the Monday Night Live class. Hope you're getting a lot out of it. I'm sure you will. I wanted to let you know that, you can come to Monday Night Live whenever you want, but you can also participate more with the team. Why don't you set up a call with me, a one-on-one strategy call? I can go over everything with you, show you everything that we have to offer. For example, did you know that on our team, not only do you get your leads, we actually give you your own account on our lead gen system. So this puts you in control. You're not waiting on somebody to hand you leads. You get to pick the ones you want. Okay. Huge difference. We have 21 of our own proprietary marketing campaigns. They're all copyright protected. We're the only ones that can use them. Okay. The coaching is absolutely one-on-one. We got 3 coaches. We even have a 4th success coach that we have access to. Okay. one of left fewer than 100 in the world. Okay, one-on-one coaching. Right now the big problem is volume. We need more transactions. We need more inventory. I get it. Well, we know how to get it. Our team actually outproduces the national average by more than 2 to 1. So if you're struggling, don't do that anymore. If you're a solo agent, if you're a team, let's just talk. Smart entrepreneurs are always open to discussion. Learn what we have to offer, and then you can make an informed decision about staying where you are or moving on. You've got to decide, if you're not where you want to be, you've got to take action to get where you want to be. Let's see how we can help you do that. I look forward to talking to you. Click on the link, set up a call. And by the way, I'll see you on the next Monday Night Live. Now, let me check the chat box again. Hang on one second. Chat. Okay, Catherine, I put in delinquent taxes, got my county, got 107 properties that came up in a small county for those who don't know. So Kathy, guys, believe it or not, actually lives in the same county where I am right now. There's just a little over 2,000 households in that county, but it just goes to show you the state of affairs right now, economically speaking. So there are going to be a lot of opportunities out there for you using this tool. And tonight, I'm only talking about listings. Make sure you're on board, guys, on September 9th. Next Monday, members Labor Day. There's no class next Monday. On the 9th, I'm going to show you how to use this to set yourself apart from all the other agents out there to get the buyer clients too. Okay. Tonight is all about listings. Just know this. When you show your buyers this tool overall, like how you can find properties that are on the MLS and not on the MLS, you're going to make a lot of friends. Okay. So, and there's more to it than that, but just remember, come on September 9th and I'll go into how you use this to get the buyers. Okay. So this is Stephanie, and my zip code just board investors and delinquent taxes got over 400. So Stephanie, add vacancy, add the search term vacancy to your search and see if you can knock that down to 50 or below. And it's okay if it's 51 or 52. You just don't want to be sending out 100 letters. I can promise you that you'll, I don't know. Is Deb Warner on tonight? Hey, Deb, if you're on, if you can unmute yourself. Oh, hey, Karen.
Hey, I had a quick thing. Are you going to be talking about AI at all?
We can.
Only because like with some of these, you can really dwiddle it down. You get one zip code of AI per month. Yeah. And so if you're doing one zip code, add a AI into that search and that'll whittle it down. And even if you only get 20 or even 15 letters sent out with AI is better than 50 letters of regular mailing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Right. So for all the new folks, what Karen is talking about is there is AI capability in this platform. I think they do give you one for free, if I'm not mistaken.
They give you one zip code.
Yep. So if you want to buy another zip code with AI, I forget what it costs.
$50. $50 per zip code per month.
It's probably worth it. I'm telling you right now. You don't have to do it. What we have, the account we have, it's called the Pro account. There's Basic and Pro. Basic one only gives you 8 of these search criteria. It doesn't have nearly all the other features and functions. Here we got 20 something search criteria. But if you buy an AI, you have to pay for that on your own. You have to enter your credit card and all that kind of stuff. Now, the other thing you can pay for here is to skip tracing. But remember, please don't use the skip tracing with Realeflow. It's way more expensive. It works. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It's just more expensive. And if they're going to listen to this, they're probably going to shoot me for saying that. But when you are on our team or you're leasing the platform, in the email you would have from Sugar, you would have received your it's like an instruction sheet. In there, it gives you the skip tracer's ID that we use. It's a Fiverr account. Her name's Ansa Khalil. And you just follow her instructions. You send her your file from Realeflow, and she'll do the skip tracing for you for 5 cents a person. You can't beat that price, and she'll give you emails and phone numbers both. So just remember that's in the instructions.
Gary, if I can add something, I think if you do the AI, even the free one, they're going to ask you for a credit card, but they're not going to bill you unless you add other zip codes. So just so you know,
Yep.
just,
Yeah. I'm gonna go back here because I'm trying to remember
Gary?
where yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I have heard that the do not call list isn't included anymore in the skip tracing. Do you know if that's true?
I don't know that, but it's actually not that difficult to do. There's platforms out there you can get. Now, some of them are going to try to charge you. I don't recommend that you can do the checking against the do not call list for free. You have to set up an account to do it, but it's free. The National Do Not Call Registry. And there's a process where you can take a file and run it against that list um, and do that. But why don't we do this? I'm going to send a message to Ansel to make sure because I'm willing to pay extra for that. You know, if she
Right.
can sure she does. I mean, it's just one less step we've got to do. You know, so thanks
I
for
would
bringing up
be
because
interested in knowing that, so thank you.
yeah, I agree. I hadn't heard that, but that's
Hey,
worth
Gary, wouldn't you be able to
yeah,
take your list, upload it into ChatGPT and ask them to run it against the do not call?
yeah, absolutely. So so by the way, guys, what Lisa's talking about? Let me show you this real quick. So everybody that's new, this is our team platform. Everybody on our team uses this platform to get our marketing campaigns. You know the GI team resources like scripts and so forth. But over here are our AI tools. Okay, we do use ChatGPT, and we have other tools also. Okay, um, you can do everything from create blogs. You can convert text to speech, voice, it'll clone your voice. Um, you can have a avatar, a talking head avatar of yourself. Um, you can create images from scratch. I mean, there's so many things you can do here. It's just crazy. You know, create videos or articles.
I have a
Um,
question on that, Gary.
yep.
I see you have Synthesia on there. So if I click on that, can I actually use Synthesia or are they gonna then ask me to subscribe? Because I had them for a year and I switched them out for somebody else. But if you
Uh,
have it in here, then I would be able to use both.
well, let's see. I'm going to click on that. And by the way, remember these guys, these are third party vendor programs. So they do change from time to time. We've had that happen. So,
Oh yeah, so
but
this
here,
is
let's
it's
see.
gonna yeah. It'll
Here
give
it
you
is.
a
Get
free
started for
trial.
free. Yep. So, or maybe it's, let's see, 140, it's easy making a slide deck. No credit card. I like that. No credit card required. Let's just click on it and go one step further. Um, okay. Now, free, no dollars per month, no credit card. Get started. You get one editor, 9 AA avatars, two personal avatars, 36 minutes of video per year, key features. So this
Yeah,
is
you
ongoing.
burn through that really fast.
Yeah. But what I was afraid was just like for a month. It turns out if somebody is doing this on a smaller scale, they could literally get this for free, you know?
Sure.
So, right, let me go back here to Chat GPT. Let me go back one more step. So Chat GPT, of course, is the most famous of all the AI bots. And we have some basic ones here. You know, create a buyer persona. So if you look at that, you can download it. It's a long script that you give to ChatGPT. You're looking for a avatar of a buyer with what are their pain points. The next one is 90 content ideas. Your clients may one of those. So you can have an endless supply of stuff to nurture your prospects. Um, uh, do a complete blog, generate 10 hooks for ads, email newsletters, clients will read. By the way, you can use our team newsletter and clone that to make your own newsletter. I just recommend you don't actually call it newsletter. Don't call it Kurt's newsletter. We call ours monthly profit booster because when you say newsletter, everybody's got newsletters. I mean, I've literally seen thousands of agents call it, you know, Bob Jones newsletter. I don't think anybody opens them. So, in any case, uh, let's see, another blog with SEO built in. How about that? Search engine optimization. Generate YouTube video scripts.
Mhm.
Um, craft customer focused FAQs, create and optimize call to action, and create virtual TikTok script. We do TikTok. I can't even get in that thing. I don't even know how to get in, but the VAs do, and they do make that work. So you can literally write a script for ChatGPT to take your list of your file of leads and run it against the do not call list and have that do it for you. That's a great idea, Lisa. Thank you. Okay, well, might as well show some other things here. So here's the newsletter.
And Lisa's
Remember
gonna
this?
spearhead that for us, right, Lisa?
There you go. Hey,
There goes another class.
yeah. So if you look at the monthly newsletter, the monthly profit booster, just click on any of those. The entire archive goes back, I think, 8 years. You can copy these, clone them, and make your own newsletter without spending a dime, or just use the AI tool to do it for you. But ours are already built. Okay, it's always got like a top agent of the month, an article, adding a second level on top of a home, which we're seeing more and more these days. I actually did that one time on a rental. Real estate and money matters, right? This is um, an article it's from Keeping Current Matters. I know those guys, the owners who built that company, and the dad since passed away. Um, Another article: Can we skip inspection while buying new construction? Value of pools are not in just for fun. There's always something fun at the end, and always you give a call to action at the end there. So that's the newsletter. Okay. Let me go back one more. Let's drop this down here. Yeah, we can get rid of that dashboard. Okay, websites. You're definitely going to want to look into this. There's a link of links for all kinds of subjects, like flipping, for example, miscellaneous. I don't want to go into these tonight. We'll be here all night. I just want you to know that when you click on one of these, it gives you a list of other links that you can use in your business. Like, I mean, all kinds of things. Data USA, you can get reports of demographic and social graphic data per area, that like general census area. Okay. Everything's in there. You can use that in your marketing and to get listing appointments. HUD user gives you all the rents for every census area. They keep it up to date, by the way. So this is used jointly with census data and your local data. That's how they keep it current. All kinds of websites there for you. And I'm almost done, I promise. We're going to go back to Realeflow because that's really what the main thing is here. Tools, these are our calculators and spreadsheets. I will tell you, this one here and this one here are the most thorough and accurate you could ever find. This one was actually cloned from the CCIM, the Commercial Designation Group, their calculator. We cloned it. This one here, bottom middle, is for analyzing multiple properties at the same time or comparing them together. Okay. Quick cash flow analysis. That's a quick one. That's like a short rents coming in, expenses going out, what's your cash flow. Property inspection report, you would still want to use that. And by the way, you can brand these to put your name on there, your name and your number, not Gary Wilson. These are editable format. You can brand them to put your contact information on there. Okay, books. The ones on the left are free for you to use if you're on the platform. You can't make them your own, but you can use them to share with your clients. The ones in the middle, you can actually rebrand. These are called public domain books, right? Big book for the serious seller, big book for the serious buyer. You can put your picture on those books, put your name and address on those books, okay? And make it like it's your own. So, in any case, great idea. Instead of handing somebody a business card, hand them one of your own books. Okay. Marketing. Now, this is where the real gold is. And I just went over this the other week with my team, guys. So I don't want to go into all the details, but I just want you to know you should definitely download the client and marketing graphics and understand what that means. And you should definitely download the step-by-step guide. It's literally a marketing sequence document It shows you which of these campaigns can be used together, jointly, which ones feed off each other, and in what sequence you do them for 4 levels, okay? 4 levels of marketing. All right, now, I told you I was going to show you how you can use this Realeflow system to create a booklet. So let me bring up one of our booklets. A booklet is a campaign you can use to attract buyers and sellers. It's really good at attracting buyers. Here's one of our agents did for dentists. Okay. Now let me go back to Realeflow and show you that one search criteria. All right. That said flipping or flips or flipped. So let me cross off of that. 15237. And I'm going to drop down here and select flip. So now it's going to look for all the properties that were flipped in 15237. Okay. And what you do is you get the addresses here. Okay, there's going to be several, I'm sure. And so this is flipped if they were bought and sold within the last 18 months. I generally use a year. There's been 184 properties flipped in the last 18 months. Now I'm going to filter that down to only single family homes. Okay. Condo, townhome, multi, apartment, all are going away. And it's doing its search, and it should narrow it down at least a little bit. See down here, it says searching is spinning. But the key is here, so it narrowed it down to 131. So maybe I'm going to choose valuations between, let's say 400,000 and 500,000. There's not going to be many because I know the area that's, I mean, there'll be some, but that should knock it down pretty good. Whoops. I think that's too many zeros. Yeah, there it is. So 49 properties. That is perfect. I don't need 49. I just need one. So what we do is we take one of the properties, no more than 3. We go into your MLS, or you go into your MLS. You're going to look for the same property sold in the last 18 months, bring it up. The first sale is when the investor first bought it. It's going to be a lower price. The second sale is when they made their profit. It's going to be a much higher price. And the pictures will look much better. You want to show the before and after pictures. And yes, you're allowed to use them because this booklet is not a mass market campaign. You're sending to specific people and you're not actually selling the properties. Remember, you don't need the owner's permission, the agent's permission, because you're not advertising their properties. You're not trying to sell them. You're providing the information for informational purposes only, information and educational purposes. And let me show you what one looks like. So this is Shannon Goldsmith. Actually, just spoke to her the other day. Introductory letter. We do give you the complete booklet. You just have to modify it to represent you. Hand signature, table of contents. Why read this? A couple of basic terms on flipping, and then the gold. And here's why this works. Who here is, raise your hand or type in the chat box, yes, or just do a hand raise or a thumbs up. If you ever watch any of the flipping shows on Netflix, those flipping shows or the property rehab shows, I mean, I do it and I'm in the business, So all we're doing is we're capitalizing on that marketing phenomenon. For the first property, you give exterior before, exterior after. Then you give the purchase price when the investor bought it, the sale price when they sold it for profit, $644,000 profit. Then you give them the highlights from the rehab, which you get from the listing on the sold size. Once it's remodeled, every agent's going to say totally remodeled, brand new kitchen, brand new roof, brand new driveway, all that stuff. Then you give them those golden nugget pictures. All right. Give them all those pictures. Okay. And what you do is you can print off the booklet or you can save yourself some money and save this on Google Drive to get a Google Drive link. Then you can take that Google Drive link email it to people, text it to people, LinkedIn, Facebook post. You can even create your own YouTube channel and put these on there. All kinds of ways you can use this that doesn't cost a dime. So, in any case, that's one way to use the criteria of flipping, and this is our famous booklet campaign. All right, back here. Oops, I think I accidentally got my. Yeah, I got to log back into the team website. Hang on one second. Let me get out of there. All right. Sorry, this is just going to take just a second. I want to show you one more thing. All the classes that I've taught over the last 8 years, 8+ years, are all recorded and cataloged on our library, excuse me. And here they are right here. So even if you can't make a Monday night live class, you can go in here and find any class you ever wanted, any subject you ever wanted, excuse me. So you can see there's 405 recordings out there right now. And this was from Deb last week, Deb Warner on our team, 8 ways to make initial contact with new prospects. And the week before, of course, you remember Anna Galumian, top 3 activities for getting you business. And they were awesome classes. I mean, who here was at either of those 2 classes? The PFU were they awesome or what? I mean, they just, yeah, Angela was there. I'm telling you
Fantastic.
guys. Yep.
I wanted to clone myself after Anna. And
I'm
Deb
telling you, man,
gave so many
she's-
little insights that into like how to add leading questions. It was really pretty good.
Yep. Well, what's cool is you can go in here on the search bar and just type in the word flipping, and it'll give you all the places where flipping shows up, right? Blogs, podcasts, classes, there's other entries. So in any case, that's the team platform. Back here on Realeflow, how we doing on time? I know it's 8 o'clock, guys. Hey, Nicole Meyer, real quick, if you don't mind me asking, did the title company get with the state and get what they needed on the seller's filing? If you're still there, Nicole, if you don't mind, you can actually leave me a text or email if you want, or just type it in the chat box here. Just have it go to me. You don't have to have everybody see that if you don't want to do that. But I just want to see what the status is on that. Okay, back here, lead pipes, property leads, commercial. Let's do analyze real quick. All right, this could be really, really important when you're going on a listing appointment to use this tool. It's called Hammertown, like I mentioned at the beginning of class. It is a third-party program that Realeflow bought, and so I don't have to pay extra for it. What you pay covers the use of this platform. It's the one the contractors use to do estimates, guys. So this is a good, proven product. It uses your zip code to determine unit cost. That's labor and material. Okay. It's uncannily accurate. That's what Hammertown does. It saves you and your clients a bundle of time. So when you're sitting in a listing appointment and they've already met with 2 other agents, they're like, you're going to say one or 2 things. We don't want to put any more money in this house. We just want to sell it. But of course, they want to sell it for all the same price as all the other houses that have been remodeled. Anybody been in that listing appointment before? Yep. Or they're afraid it's going to cost too much. All you do is you go in here. It covers everything from foundation to roof and everything in between. Light fixtures, doors, doorknobs, sinks, cabinetry, countertops, flooring, paint, electrical, plumbing, concrete, everything, landscaping even. It's all in here. And you sit at the table with them, the kitchen table, and go through. Well, you need new carpet. I would do a facelift on your kitchen, keep the base cabinetry, just redo the door and drawer fronts and the countertop, and that'll save them a lot of money. You can put all that kind of stuff in here. At the end, you send it to them in an email or print it off, and I bet you $1 million, not another listing agent is going to show up at that listing appointment with this tool and have those people get peace of mind right there on the spot. You are definitely going to set yourself apart from the crowd. So it's really easy, guys. You do need to know, like in the case of roofing, how big the roof is. If you don't know how to do that, we'll do another class on it. It's easy. It's in geometry. You take the perimeter, right? The size of the house perimeter. You got to know the pitch of the roof, what that pitch is. use simple math and well, it's not simple math. Use a little geometry, and you will get your unit number. And then the program gives you the total cost. Everything else is easy. You know exactly how many doors you want, you know, the size of your kitchen. You can even tell it low, medium, high as far as quality, that kind of thing. So in any case, let me check the chat box here. Let's see. Stephanie Stone, Kurt, sorry, needed to leave. Yeah, no problem, Kurt. I missed last Monday, but did see Anna's. It was great, and so was Janai. Yeah, Janai's was awesome too. That was, I think, July. So Janai, if you're on, that was an awesome job you did too. That was pretty incredible. Um, okay, guys, I'm going to pause here. I will definitely stay on for another 24 minutes if anybody has questions or needs help. If you need to, please set up a one-on-one strategy call with me because I want to help you create your file, get your letter out the door. Oh, I didn't even show you the letter. Hang on one second. Okay.
Gary, put your Calendly link in there again, if you don't
Okay.
mind.
Will do. Yep. Let me bring up this letter, but I'm also going to get my, let me do my Calendly link here real quick. Like, that's not, I need to go, here we go. Calendly, it's calendly.com/strategy -on-1. So let me type it in the chat box here. There you go. Thanks, Kathy. All right, where was I now? Back. Oh, the letter. Okay. So guys, this is how we use this. The letter actually has 2 pages. The first page is one already filled out. So you see what it looks like as an example when it's filled out. If you notice, there's no letterhead. Whether it's this letter or any other letter, I can promise you, if you take out the letterhead, you're going to have a much higher response rate. Okay. Because most people, when they see the letterhead, they think, oh, one of those, and you toss it in the wastebasket. Now, the only time I would use a letterhead is if you're writing to businesses, perhaps a doctor or an attorney, an accountant, somebody like that, or an owner of a large building, like a strip mall or a 20-unit building or something. Then yeah, I might use a letterhead. But for individual property owners, no letterhead. All right. Now, down here is the one that's the template. So obviously you would delete the words letter template. And down below under sincerely, you would type in all of your information here, name, business. Remember, if you're a licensee, and most of you are, you have to tell them you're a licensee, you have to identify yourself as a licensee. So your business would be the brokers that you're with. Okay. I do recommend you hand sign the letter. If you want to get a signature stamper at Staples, you can do that. They're about $10. You provide some writing samples of your signature, and they create one that's an exact match of your signature, and it's ink. So people really can't tell. The only way they can tell is if you don't stamp it squarely. If you're off at an angle, it's going to look weird because your signature is going to come off at an angle. So you want to make sure the signature stamper is square, like lined up perpendicularly with the edge of your letter, so it looks natural. So in any case, all right, back to what I was saying. You'll notice that certain fields are in brackets: first name, property address, and so forth. That's because you're going to click on mailings up here. Okay. You're going to go over here to mail merge, right? You're going to do letters. Okay. That's where you're going to send out as letters. You can use the step-by-step mail merge wizard if you're not certain of anything. Just click on that, it'll step you through it. But essentially, the next step is select your recipients. And this is the file that you downloaded from Realeflow. Okay. So let me go back there and I'll show you that real quick. All right. So I'm going to go back to my search property leads. Actually, I already may have a file up there I can use as a demonstration. I do. So what you would do, assuming you've got your leads, in this case 30, this was a search I did earlier. It's going to say my leads is 30. If you start this process, and you're in there and you're doing your own search. So for example, 15237. Okay. And I'll just do something real quick here. Let's do active listing. I just want to quick follow, do the demonstration here so you know what I'm doing. And this is in the instructions too. If you remember, if you go over here to knowledge base, it's going to show you, and it might probably three ways to do this. So my search results yielded 2. If you notice up here, it says my leads is 30. That's because that's from the last time I was here. You want to delete that. So you click on this. Okay. Hit reset. I'm not going to hit reset because I want to keep those. Okay. And then you go back to where you were, where your 2 are. Then what you do is you would do the drop down and select all 2. And I'm not going to do that, but you would do that. Then up here, this would say 2. My leads is 2. So let's go back there, assuming that's what we did. Very simply click on download. We're going to click standard, leave all these unchecked. You're already getting all this information anyways. And you're going to get a CSV file, and it's going to download those 30 leads on your hard drive. And that's where you get them. You open it up, it's an Excel spreadsheet. And you can also create a Facebook custom audience, which I think is awesome. Okay. And so you can market to these folks online as well as offline. Personally, just doing it offline is probably going to give you everything you need. I just honestly, I don't, we do use Facebook on our team. Some people use it more than others. Let me do the stop here. Okay, let me check the questions here. Andre, thanks for your help, buddy. I appreciate it. And I'll see you tomorrow, man. Tally Key, I will schedule a call. I will look up my property and showing. Okay. All right. Good, Sally. I look forward to seeing you. I missed last Monday. Okay. We went over that. I think we're caught up. Well, you guys are
Yes,
easy on me tonight.
One more question, Gary. Earlier
it.
you were telling us about handwriting the envelope. The envelope. Do you mean handwriting both the recipient information and also my information on the
Yeah.
envelope?
Well, I will tell you, at a minimum, definitely you want to write the recipient's name and address. It's okay if you have stickers for your return address or another stamper that has your address on there. That's not the end of the world. I mean, there's really no perceptible difference between of response rates. Well, I guess what I'm saying is we can't tell the difference whether you handwrite your return address versus a stamper with it or a sticker. We've never been able to measure any significant result or difference in result. So my instincts would tell me you can't go wrong with handwriting both. You will definitely have 100% open rate. I
Cool.
just don't think if you use a sticker with your address, like the kind you get every year for March of Dimes, I don't know that it's ever cost me any open rate. There was not ever enough of a difference for me to go back to handwriting the return address,
Now,
So
would you recommend using the broker's my broker's address versus my home address?
yeah. Yeah, the only exception I would say is if your state might require you to use your broker's address on the return envelope. Most of them don't, but 1 or 2 do. I can't remember which ones they are. The other thing too is you don't want to use your own actual home address, but if you have a PO box, absolutely. I mean, you can get a PO box for $30 every 6 months or something like that. They're dirt cheap, and I would definitely do that. That's what I would do, because if you get return mail, you're gonna want to see that. And I just check the mailbox every week. The post office box. Excuse me. All right, Karen. Good to see you. Thanks for joining, Karen. Nice to see you too. So I appreciate
All
your
right,
help.
thank you.
Yep. And so guys, yeah, definitely if you want to put your own address on it, I suggest get a PO box to do that. You want to keep your privacy as much as possible and your safety and security. Okay. Um, and I have some pretty strong feelings about things like that. Your phone number, you got to let people know your phone number, guys. I know an agent right now, she's not on the call, um, who's works with us, and she doesn't even have her phone number on her EXP profile. It doesn't show up. I had the darnest time finding how to get a hold of that person, other than email and text and thing. I'm sorry, not text, but email and workplace chat. And I told her, I said, you've got to be findable. Let people know how to get a hold of you. And it should be, online, social media, phone, and email. And on phone, of course, that includes texting. So make it easy for people, I guess, is the moral of the story there. So, any case, all right. Any questions, guys? How about for some of the newer folks like Stephanie or Chitra or Janet? Janet, good to see you.
Woohoo!
Irene,
Congrats.
yeah,
I've just signed up for a one-on-one with Evan Novak.
awesome.
I have a call tomorrow, so.
Okay,
But
that sounds good,
great
Chitra. Good to
session.
see you.
I went through everything with you, and it's a great session today. Great, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Well, come back on the 9th. We're going to go over this from a different angle, from the buyer angle, and how you can use this to, because remember now with the NAR decision, we have to demonstrate, value to the buyers more than ever before. Now, the good news is some of us old timers, we already know that. That's what we used to have to do. This is just setting us back 25 years. That's how long ago they came out with buyer agency as far as like a doctrine, if you want to call it that. The only thing they messed up on is they didn't create new forms. They just tried to modify the existing forms, and that's what got them in trouble, the wording. So if they'd have done it differently, we wouldn't be in this situation. But it's not time to panic. It's trying to prepare, because I promise you, people are still buying and selling houses. I've seen so far this week, I think 3 new listings, and all 3, even though they're post the 17th, all have their account. They have that the seller is willing to provide buyer agent compensation. Pretty awesome stuff. So there you go, 3 out of 3. But the point is, a lot of agents who don't or are not on teams, they don't have people guiding them and coaching them. They're a little bit of a panic. I'm telling you, you don't have to do that. You've got a tool right here, the platform, especially Realeflow, that's going to help set you apart and demonstrate further value over and above what these other agents have, guys. Okay. And you've already got it. You don't have to pay anything extra for it. You've already got the tool. So, any case, tonight was very informative. Hey, Nicole Meyer, if you're still here, I just want to see if the title company got what they needed from the state. That's from Nicole Meyer. Nicole Del Valle, good to see you. I appreciate you making that comment. I'm glad you're on the team. Okay, any other questions, comments? It's a good class tonight, guys. I feel like I did way too much talking as usual, but I hope some of you put this into practice already on your accounts. If you haven't, just set up a one-on-one with me. We'll get you going. Okay. So, sound good, guys?
Thanks, Gary.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Right. You guys all have a good night. God bless you and your loved ones. We'll see you. Remember, next Monday's a holiday. So Monday, September 9th. And then on the one-on-ones, I'll see you this week and next week. Remember, the week of the 9th, I will be teaching class. We do have the monthly team call, which is the second Wednesday of the month that week. I'll be doing that. And I will be able to help you remotely. I'll be at another of my mom's side of the family reunion all week long in a 4-wheel drive territory in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. We do get cell phone and internet up there usually, but you won't find any calendar spots on my calendar that week. I'm obviously there on vacation, but I am here to help you if you're in a jam. Just let me know. Text me, email me that week, and we'll get whatever help you need. So, okay.
Thanks, Gary.
All right. Have
Thanks,
a good
everybody.
night, everyone.
Thank you for watching this episode of Monday Night Live. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and go to realestatewithgarywilson.com to join our community and start building wealth today.